Welcome to highlights from the CUPRA SimRacing Series as we head past the halfway mark of the season for round 6 at the Hungaroring. Alessandro Ottaviani would be on pole position ahead of home favourite Adam Pinsesh, and yet another poor qualifying from Gianmarco Verducci, who'd be down in 11th position just behind Pliszka, who topped pre-qualifying. And on that run down into turn 1, it would be Alessandro Ottaviani leading clean from Adam Pinsesh. But it was more the battle for third place that Kirill Antonov was trying to wrestle from the hands of Mikko Räikkönen. He managed to get to the inside down into turn 2, and the Ladersport Rosneft driver would head up into the podium positions. Another poor qualifying would leave Gianmarco Verducci with all the work to do. Pliszka first target and getting through down into turn 1 on the pre-qualifying top driver. A very hard effort indeed. His teammate Juan Manuel Gomez would make a move on Szoboszlai down at turn 2, would open the door for Verducci to come through as well with a little bit of contact, and then Verducci would get past his Argentinian teammate. At the lead though, it was Alessandro Ottaviani leading from Pinsesh and Kirill Antonov comfortably, but with pressure all around. Pliszka would be trying to defend from Juan Manuel Gomez, and Martin Barner would sweep through and pick up both places at turn 2, holding it down to the apex and moving up inside the top 10. Max Pfeiffer, after making some decent progress in the early stages, was being overtaken by Bent Zupanek, but then the fight behind would see Gianmarco Verducci join the fray and be a part of the battle. Ottaviani, though, had been leading all the way through the race, dominant and never made a mistake, and crossing the line as the race victor ahead of Adam Pinsesh and Kirill Antonov. A brilliant win then from Ottaviani, but it was Verducci's recovery drive up the order, once again overtaking, proving a skill he definitely has to get inside the top 10. Pliszka reversed on the pole. Pliszka had to nail the start to clear from Martin Barner down into turn 1, and that is exactly what happened. A decent launch, traction gain. Gianmarco Verducci, the main attack man that they were concerned about, was under pressure from Max Pfeiffer out of turn 1 down into turn 2, and then he'd have to focus forward to pass Barner himself. Bent Zupanek cutting across the nose of Pfeiffer, losing out potentially even to Florian Haase up to turn 4, but they'd all head back into single file. Adam Pinsesh on the attack after the podium earlier today. A little bit of contact and the door was not open on the rear of Markovic. Kirill Antonov, though, would be making some progress. Mikko Räikkönen was the first target for him, and around the exit of the S's section would dive it down the inside and pick up the place on the German, and it was Markovic that was a part of the mix, diving it all the way over to the white line on the run down into the third to last corner. A little bit of contact, and Räikkönen was trying to fire it through on the Russian. Back once more. Verducci sensed that Pliszka was going to start pulling away, and so dived it to the inside of Barner. Barner wise to it though, with an excellent cutback on that run out of turn 1 down into 2, would be able to hold the position. A lap later though, and Verducci would dive it to the inside with a bit of contact, would get through into second place. And then Kirill Antonov with this absolutely fantastic move out of chicane back to the inside of Pfeiffer, picking up the place through the S's section. We don't see it that often, but it was brilliant to see. Once again, still side by side, Verducci and Barner up towards turn 4. It was tight between the two of them, and one of them had to yield. This time it had to be Verducci. He'd go for the cutback, but wasn't able to make it stick. Speaking of cutbacks, here was Haase's attempt to get back past Kirill Antonov. Would go back one way at 4, back the other way down into the chicane, and would make it stick going into the braking zone at 6 and 7. Over the curbs nicely, but ahead of the Russian. A perfect move from the German. In dominant fashion though, Pliszka across the line to take his first victory in RaceRoom esports competition. Supreme dominance from the Italian on Hungarian soil. Barner just missing out, but keeping Gianmarco Verducci at bay all the way through the race and potentially frustrating the Italian. Just 4 more rounds to go in the 2021 CUPRA SimRacing Series as we head to the circuit where the series began a couple of years ago at the Nürburgring.